Tiger Woods has spent decades building a reputation as one of the most dominant athletes of his time, with 15 major championships and a career that reshaped the game of golf. But now, that legacy is facing a different kind of spotlight after his recent arrest, a moment that quickly spread across the world. And yet, the most surprising part wasn't just the arrest itself. It was the silence from the one person everyone expected to speak. So why did Vanessa Trump say nothing at first? For days after the news broke, there was no statement, no reaction, no hint of where she stood. Then suddenly, just as the silence began to feel louder than words, she posted something that stopped people in their tracks. It wasn't an explanation. It wasn't even a response. It was something much simpler, but far more revealing. So what exactly did she share, and why did it matter so much? To understand that, you have to go back just a few days before everything unraveled. Tiger Woods was standing on a golf course, surrounded by fans who were genuinely happy to see him competing again. After years of surgeries and setbacks, it looked like he was putting the pieces of his life back together. Vanessa Trump was there, along with her daughter. From the outside, it felt like a comeback story people wanted to believe in. But was that picture as stable as it seemed? Then came the afternoon that changed everything. Woods was driving near his home in Florida when he attempted to pass a slowing vehicle. In that moment, something went wrong. His car clipped a trailer, flipped onto its side, and slid to a stop. He managed to climb out on his own, which might have suggested it was just another accident, but when officers arrived, what they saw raised immediate concerns. So what did they notice that shifted the situation so quickly? According to the report, Woods appeared disoriented. He was sweating heavily, moving slowly, and his eyes told a story that didn't match a simple crash. He admitted to taking prescription medication earlier that day. Officers later found pills in his pocket. And while a breath test showed no alcohol in his system, the situation didn't end there, because when asked to take a further test, he refused. And that decision would carry its own consequences. But why refuse if there was nothing to hide? Was arrested that afternoon and held for several hours before being released. His mugshot quickly made headlines, capturing a moment that raised more questions than answers. But it was the body camera footage that added another layer to the story. In that footage, Woods appeared cooperative, even calm at times, but clearly not fully present. He struggled with basic coordination tests and seemed confused about what was happening. So what does that say about the bigger picture? This wasn't the first time something like this had happened. In fact, it was part of a pattern stretching back years. There was the late-night crash in 2009 that exposed a personal scandal. Then, the 2017 incident where he was found asleep at the wheel with multiple medications in his system. And later, the serious crash in 2021 that left him with severe injuries. Each event had its own explanation, but together, they tell a more complicated story. So is this just bad luck or something deeper? At the center of that question is a reality many people overlook. Woods has endured an extraordinary number of surgeries and injuries. Pain management has been a constant part of his life. And that creates a difficult balance between recovery and risk. It's a situation that doesn't always show itself clearly until something goes wrong. But who was dealing with that reality behind the scenes this time? That brings us back to Vanessa Trump. When the arrest happened, she didn't rush to defend him. She didn't issue a statement. Instead, she posted something completely unrelated days later, as if nothing had happened. It was a quiet move, but one that spoke volumes. Then, about a week after the arrest, she posted again. This time, it was a photo of the two of them together, relaxed and close, with just 2 words added. Love you. So what message was she really sending? That photo wasn't random. It was the same image Woods had once used to announce their relationship to the world. By posting it again, she wasn't just sharing a memory. She was making a statement without saying it directly. She was showing that, at least publicly, she was still standing by him. But does that mean everything was fine behind the scenes? Reports suggest it wasn't that simple. While she appeared supportive in public, There were indications she had serious concerns in private. Some sources say she saw the situation as a warning sign, something that couldn't be ignored. Others say she made it clear that changes needed to happen if the relationship was going to continue. So can both support and concern exist at the same time? Woods eventually addressed the situation himself, acknowledging its seriousness and announcing he would step away to seek treatment. He also pleaded not guilty to the charges, setting up a legal process that could take time to unfold. Without certain test results, the case may not be straightforward, and that leaves room for uncertainty on multiple levels. So what happens next for him? His absence from upcoming tournaments, including one of the most important events in golf, signals a shift. This isn't just about one incident. It's about a career that has been battling physical limits for years. And now, those challenges are intersecting with personal decisions that carry real consequences. But how does that impact the people closest to him? For Vanessa Trump, the situation reveals something important about her approach. She didn't react immediately. She took time. And when she did respond, it was controlled and intentional. That suggests a person who weighs her decisions carefully, especially when they involve her family and her future. But does that mean she's fully committed, or still deciding? The truth is, both things can exist at once. Public support doesn't always tell the whole story. Private concerns don't always lead to immediate change. And in this case, the gap between what's seen and what's actually happening may be where the real story lives. So what are we really looking at here? Is this a turning point for Tiger Woods, a moment that forces lasting change? Or is it another chapter in a pattern that has repeated before? And for Vanessa Trump, is her post a sign of strength and loyalty, or something more complicated beneath the surface? The answers aren't fully clear yet, but one thing is certain. This story isn't over.